Thank you for coming to watch Dr. Smith's video today. We encourage you to hit the subscribe button and the alert button. That way you can get notifications when he uploads a new video. Thank you for coming today.
So we hope you take the time to hear and think about it. And if you have a book, read in the book about the concept and the topics that we talk about. They have a lasting effect. The intent is not necessarily to treat pain, but to make permanent, long-term correction with your whole family and your friends.
Thank you. Make sure you subscribe and hit the alert button. Have a good day.
Have a good day. So if we took the head off and set it on a pedestal, it would balance perfectly on that spot. And that spot should be directly over the spot down here. That's why posture is so critical for you to be healthy. Now the good news, when you stand on the T-zone and it rocks you like a teeter-totter, that's what it does. And you move around, you turn, the body will always try to keep that center weight of your head over the center part of the pelvis. Automatically. You don't have to think You don't have to think about it.
Okay.
It's going to do it the best they can automatically. I'll demonstrate.
Okay.
You can help it. And today's class is how to help it do what it's trying to do. Good question. Let's go to the test. This helps save us time. Number one, the whole body vibration was used with Russian astronauts in space to prevent bone loss and muscle atrophy. That's a true statement. When astronauts went into space, they all come back sick because they would lose bone density. When you lose bone density, the body is less able to generate new stem cells. See, so you start having breakdowns because tissue is not replaced. They also would lose lean muscle mass from disuse because it's called disuse atrophy. So they come back weak and osteoporotic. So they assigned doctors to figure out what to do. They designed whole body vibration machines, sent it into space, and it fixed the problem. When the astronauts came back, they had good bones and good muscles. Number two, it was then used in an Olympic training center in Germany for the weightlifters and the wrestlers to strengthen their body. True. So they built big platforms. The big people could stand on and lift big weights. When the body had the motion, it recruited more nerves and more muscle. So the muscles got bigger and stronger. They could move faster. That's true. Number three, using the whole body vibration at home saves hours of training because, and they prove it, it's in this brochure that they've proven many times that 10 minutes on the whole body vibration is equivalent to 1 hour in the gym. And you could do it at home. Now that brings up another point. If you have one, put it in a very convenient location. Not if I kept mine downstairs, I probably wouldn't use it like I do now. I keep it in that room right there. I'll walk by it many times a day. It's easy to do it. So number one, put it in a very convenient location. Number four, one main reason the whole body vibration is effective is because it activates nearly all muscles and reestablishes nerve pathways. You need to underline that. Reestablishes nerve pathways while promoting balance and alignment of the body. Now, let me talk to you about nerve pathways. You have two main different kinds of nerves in the body. Sensory, they carry messages from the outside in to the brain to tell the brain what's going on.
What's the name of it?
Sensory.
Sensory?
Sensory.
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 Oh,
Sensory.
yes,
Sensory.
Sensory, like your hearing, your eyes, touch, hot, cold, motion.
And they bring from outside the touch,
Yes,
outside in.
they carry the messages to the brain. You have motor nerves. Motor nerves carry the message from the brain down to the different body parts. Fingers, toes, arms, legs, stomach, lungs, bladder, all tissue receives messages from the brain. Most nerves are wrapped like a cord is wrapped, like an extension cord. Think of the nerve as a wire. The nerves are wrapped in a product called myelin. Myelin, it's called a myelin sheath. It's made mostly of fat. And the thicker the wrapping, the faster the nerve and the more clear the nerve's message can be carried. Now, when you stand on the T-zone, it tips right and left. Every time it tips one way, your body responds.
So that's using your brain. Your brain is responding to that, or what?
Automatically.
And that's why it helps you so much.
That's why what?
That's why it's helping you so much.
That's right.
It makes the brain respond quicker.
Yes. Now, that brings up a question. How fast does it tip? I'll tell you. On the speed of 1, on this machine, it tips 3.4 times per second.
One is how much?
In 1 second, it's tipped 3.4 times.
That's quite a bit.
What?
That's quite a bit.
Yeah,
1 second.
that's on 1. If you turn it up all the way to 90, it's 14 times per second. Now, that brings up a question. How fast do nerve messages travel?
Probably pretty fast.
Probably pretty fast.
Super fast.
Guaranteed. About 6 times faster than the T-zone. So the message could go up and back from your foot to your brain 6 times per second. That's how fast it is. If you talk miles per hour, it's about 120 miles an hour. That's about how fast the nerves flow. Like I said, if you have good myelin sheath, then they travel better. And if you have friends who have MS, they have MS because they don't have enough fat properly processed in the body, and you lose the covering of the nerves, so that myelin sheath becomes thinner and thinner and thinner, and pretty soon we have nerves that are confused, like on the old message for the cell phones. You know, can you hear me now? No, I can't hear you, because there's confusion on the nerve because of lack of myelin sheath. This product is one of the products that's very good to help maintain the mild sheath.
And what is it? What is that?
Longevity Plus. That's a very good product for that. Another thing, the other product that we have that's very good for the bones, to help keep the bones from becoming osteoporotic, and the constant supply of new tissue is called MagneStem. MagneStem helps the body make more and better stem cells. We've found a lot of people use it and are very, very happy with the results they get. They're all different. They're different because it depends on what cells need to be replaced. Like my friend who has dementia, his body will help the brain cells more if the bones are stimulated properly and we feed the bones to make more stem cells and keep the nerves covered. I'm going to tell you right now a quick story related to question number 4. I had a lady who I didn't know. I was friends with her son. Her son told me, my mom needs a whole better vibration machine, bring it to her. So this is in Colorado. So I took it up on the hill in Colorado Springs. They lived in a big house, a lot of steps, and I met his mom. And I thought, oh no, because his mom was about this big around. She had a walker, very unstable. She was so weak that she could not go from her bedroom up the steps to the main floor to the kitchen. It was a big problem. And she couldn't balance. So I was worried if should I leave it or not. And after some work with her, I said, okay, I'm going to leave it, providing you do exactly what I tell you to do. And I'll show you what I had to do. But it was 1 minute, 1 minute only, on the speed of 1 every couple hours. And within 2 weeks, she got rid of her walker. She had her balance back. She could go up and down the stairs. She was ecstatic, except she was mad at me. Because I told her I wouldn't leave it unless she did exactly what I told her to do, and she wanted to do more. So
Say that again, I'm sorry.
within 2 weeks, her body regenerated the nerve pathways from her feet to her brain, so she got her balance back. She also enhanced her muscle strength and not length of time. Now, part of muscle strength has to do with nerve flow. Sometimes the reason tissue doesn't work is because the nerves are negative message. That's what happened to me when I had my stroke. The stroke in my head caused my right arm to not work. There was nothing wrong with the muscles.
Yeah.
The problem was up here. It took me over a year to retrain different brain cells to run my arm, because the ones that used to run my arm were damaged in the stroke. But new brain cells took over, and I could use my arm fine. It's still good. Number 6, number 5, strength.
So what was 4?
That was related to 4. 4 is true.
What is the question?
The question is, one main reason it's so effective is because it activates nearly all the muscles and reestablishes nerve pathways. It makes the nerve pathways better.
because it's constantly
Re-
having your brain have to refigure.
Yes. In Colorado, if you go onto the prairie of a big farmer, he'll say, don't drive in the same place twice, because I don't want roads in the prairie. If you go same road over and over, you create pathways. We're doing the exactly opposite. We're remaking old pathways that have not been used. For example, we talked about head forward posture. A lot of people who have head forward posture got off balance when they were young. So they have to be retrained for balance. They could do it in here. Number 5, strength and endurance are more important than motion, balance, and alignment. That's false. Very false.
Your strength and endurance will be better if your motion, balance, and alignment are in check.
Say that again louder.
I said that your strength and endurance will be better if your motion, balance, and alignment are in check.
Exactly. That's why when I watch a lot of people go into the gym to get strong, they have poor posture, they'll never get where they could be. Number 6, it has been proven that the use of whole body vibration can aid in the reversal of osteoporosis and arthritis. True. Both are proven on the machine. 7, the use of the whole body vibration is effective in strengthening and improving endurance, much the same as the use of weight. True. 8, aerobic exercise can easily be done on whole body vibration machine simply by adding some basic motion. True. I'm going to show you them. The maximum time, this is important, number 9. The maximum time per use is about 10 to 12 minutes. That's all you need. 10 to 12 minutes. And all the machines are automatically set to shut off after 10 or 12 minutes.
Because your brain will explode. I'm sorry.
No, that's all you
I'm
need.
just being silly.
Number 10, due to the intensity of the value, when you first start using the whole body vibration machine, start with low speed and feet close together. That's important because it does way more than you think it does. Number 11, the higher speed, the body gets a massage-like benefit which can enhance sleep value. True. People have trouble sleeping, do well by using this. I'm going to show you what I do. Number 12, many users claim that T-Zone is one of the best investments their families made. That's true. And that many people tell me that. If you don't have one, you should get one. Now, this week we have a sale from the 5th to the 14th. The sale price is better than it's ever been. And it's so good that I don't want to publish it. If you want one, or if your friend wants one, call me or text me directly. And we have brochures for you if you want to take a brochure for a friend or family member. Okay, enough of that. Now, I've already told you that we want the machine in a convenient spot. Now I'm going to, so you can use it often. Now this sheet is very specific on different body parts. I'm going to demonstrate quickly how to use different body parts, strengthen and improve different body parts. But before I do, I would like to review a little bit my anatomy. Now we're talking biomechanics. That means the shape and direction of the joints. The low back vertebra joints that move, the joints that move, go front to back. The low back is designed to go down the back. Where the ribs are attached, they turn, they lay sideways. So this part of your body where the ribs are, that's where your body turns. In the neck, again, the design of the joints is to go forward and back. Most of the motion, forward and back, occur in vertebra level 3 through 7. We call that flexion and extension. That's when you go back. Most of the rotation, that's when you turn the back, occurs in Cs 1 and 2, up high. So there are different exercises to enhance improvement in the joints based on their design. And I'm going to show you that. And then I'm going to show you how to combine so that you can do multiple areas of your spine at one time. Did it give you? Okay. Multiple areas, and you can do that to save time. Now, back to what we started in the class. Ligaments hold bones together. You have about 206 bones. You have more than 800 ligaments that hold bones together. Vertebra are bones, are ligaments. The discs are ligaments. And the pubis, that's a ligament to hold bones together. Tendons hook onto bones. Tendons move bones. Usually when we talk about a muscle, muscles don't hook onto bones. They're covered by tendons. The tendons hook onto bones. And the tendons protect the muscle and attach the muscle to the bone. We have two ends of the muscle. One's called the origin, that's what's hooked on. One's called the insertion. Origin, that's like when you're going on a trip. That's where you start, and where you go is the end, the insertion. So, watch here for a minute. If this is a muscle, this is the origin, this is the insertion, that muscle is tight. And I know you all have tight muscles, off and on. And you've heard many times people tell you, when you have a tight muscle, you do what? Stretch it. Stretch it. Now, I want you to know that's wrong. It may help, you may feel better, but it makes it worse. An elongated muscle is sore, more sore, and is weaker. What that muscle wants is to be shortened. So I told you that because many of the things we do on the T-zone are to shorten muscles. Short muscles have more strength potential. If it's already long, it can't get much longer, so the strength availability is limited. If it's shorter, it's stronger. Okay, so what do? If you're in a convenient spot, we're new at it, we walk up to it and turn it on. It goes on the speed of 1. We get on, we'll put our feet close together. We just stand, tip the pubis down, butt up, chest up, eyeballs looking straight ahead. Thumbs forward and just stand. And let the machine do all the work. That's what you do. How many times per second is it moving? 3.4. This machine counts, like right now, it's moving 120 times since I got on the speed of 1. Once you get used to it, you can widen your feet. When you widen your feet, you get more intensity. I'll say it again. The wider the stance, the greater the intensity. If you go too wide, it would be too intense and you get sore. One of the goals on the T-zone is to not get sore. If you get sore, you did too much. You may not get sore today, you may get sore tomorrow. If you get sore tomorrow because of what you did today, cut what you did today in half. So I'm going to go back on it and start at the top and do some simple motion enhancement. So I stand, pubis down, butt up, more weight on the heels, almost no weight on the toes. I'm looking straight ahead. I'm going to turn my head. Hold it. I'm going to do it faster than I recommend, but hold it for about 15 seconds and then turn the other way. Not tight. Only go to about 80% of your capacity. If you have a sore neck, stay within acceptable tolerance. So pain should never exceed a 5 and a 0 to 10 scale. So that's the upper neck. Then we do flexion and extension. That's the lower part of the neck. That helps rebuild discs and joints in the neck.
How long did you say for that?
If you have arthritis in the neck, this helps correct it.
15 seconds per position
Okay, thank you.
on all of them.
Now we're going to down to the shoulder and chest. We're going to do both of them at the same time. We're going to bring the shoulders back so the thumbs are forward. We're going to expand the chest by breathing in and turn. Now I'm going to turn only the chest and head, not the pelvis. How long do we hold that?
10 seconds.
And then go the other way. Sometimes you have a limitation and you will take a deep breath and turn, hold it until you need to breathe and blow it out and come back. You can also do the opposite. You can blow it out and inhale while you churn. Then come back to center. Now, what's next?
Read it to him.
Can you read?
Which one?
See, there's lower back.
Low back. So which way does the low back go? Forward. So you bend the low back down. That's flex. You come back up and you extend. That's what the low back does.
Would you do that again? I'd like to
We
watch.
flex, extend.
Wow, wow.
That's very, very good to rehabilitate the low back, whether it's the disc or the joints, either one. Now, if we got real technical about the question, what tissue are we helping to remodel? Ligaments, tendons, muscles, nerves, lymphatic system, a lot of tissue is involved with the remodeling.
Circulation.
Arteries, veins. Okay. Now, if you have tissue that's been damaged, injured, or degenerated from bad posture, and you stimulate it, your stem cells that are made in your bones will come to make new tissue. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to create new tissue. So be very gentle with it. I say this, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. We're not teaching old dogs new tricks. We're training the puppies. We're training the new tissue. Now, do the hip, like femur head, sacrum, do a circle. When you do the circle, like kind of like a hula hoop, think about your feet. You want to have weight on the side of the foot, the ball of the foot, the other side, now the heels, side of this foot, toes, go 3 times, and go 3 times the other way. Now the skinny lady I told you about that had bad balance and posture and strength, I had her go around the clock. I'm going to demonstrate. Had her stand, and about every 10 seconds, I had her go from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. 10 seconds, 2 o'clock. 10 seconds, 3 o'clock. She held on, but she was reestablishing new nerve pathways. She was also strengthening muscles. Again, when you stand in the T-zone, just like when the astronauts went in the suite, about 85 or 95% of the muscles in my body right now are working with me just standing. So we just go around. The next thing you go to counterclockwise, doing the same thing. Change position. This is a good thing to do. Now, if we do the knees, bend the knees a teeny bit, and go very slow. And when you do the knees, do the same thing you do when you do the sacral slide. Aim the knees, aim the feet straight, then aim them out, then aim them in. Go very slow, 3 times each way. Now for the feet and ankles, we can stand either way, sideways or front. Go up in the toes, let it bounce, come back down, turn your feet out, do it again, bounce, go in, do it again. This will solve a lot of problems with the feet, the neuropathy, the knees, the ankles, and that helps with the balance. Now, with shoes on or shoes off, either. I recommend shoes off. I didn't take mine off, but I don't wear my shoes on the machine. No. Did I miss any?
Let's see.
Okay.
Front foot, bottom foot.
Now, I'm going to give you an idea of what I do. Not that you have to do what I do, but I like to combine many different exercises to help my body get stronger, drain the lymphatic system, help with balance and strength. I think one of the best things I've done for my stroke rehabilitation is the T-zone. Same with the heart. I'm not going to read the history, but the T-zone has been the best thing that I've ever done to help all of that get better. So my routine in the morning, I do a bath every morning. I will leave and walk down the hallway. I walk in and I turn the program to number 5. And when you wouldn't do this at first, but after you've used it a while, you can take a program and then in your book will show you the speeds of different programs.
After a while, how long is a while?
Couple months. You want to be sure you don't want to, if you ever get sore, you've overdone it. I'll just put it that way.
Are you saying you're programming in a program?
It has
An
8
exercise.
programs built in.
Oh.
Each program has a different configuration of speeds. On this machine, it has lights at the top. Every 30 seconds, this machine will automatically change speeds
On the program.
depending on the program. For example, program number 8 will start out at 1, then 3, then 5, it gradually goes faster. The one I'm using right now, which is the one I like, doesn't mean it's right for you, but for me, it works good. So I hit the enter, and it starts at 25. I get on it. I'm just going to show you what I do. I stand, I get neutral. Neutral means that thumbs forward, pubes down, eyes forward. But I know what the body does to compensate for minor problems. I know that if I lean to the right, my pubis should go left. So I do that intentionally. I lean to the right and turn the pubis left. For how long? 15 seconds. And then I do opposite. How far am I leaning? Not very far. Am I leaning forward? No, I'm leaning back. Okay? So this morning I woke up and I had slept on my pillow. My neck was sore on the right side. So I leaned back and to the right. What was I doing to the muscle? Shortening. And then I go like this and do my shoulders, my ribs. I go both ways a couple times. I go faster than I normally do. Now, then I'm going to strengthen my legs, do my low back. I'm also going to do my neck. I'm lower my neck, come back up, go past center, and lean back. I'll do that 3 times. Then I'll go back down, do the knees, circles, both ways. And you go to one side. On my weight is on this side. That's where my feet, my knees, my hip, my sacrum. When I put weight on that side, it rotates the spine. It also clears sinus and head pressure. Then I'll go to the other side, do the same thing. Okay? Rotate. So I'm doing a lot of combination of different things. And then sit down. I do a few more things, but that's, you got the idea. And sit down. You sit toward one side. I like to build muscle, so I take a 10-pound weight. I have 2 of them, but I like to use one at a time and do. When I take one at a time, I build a core. So if you want to tighten your waist, strengthen the core, strengthen the arm. You just do maybe 3 to 10. Then I go up like this for the shoulder, 3 to 10. Then I do this for the wrist, and the elbow and the shoulder. Okay, then I change side. Go to that side. So when I'm sitting on it, I get more value to the spine than when I'm standing, because right now it's moving it directly. The same thing over here with this arm. A number of times. To the wrist, elbow, shoulder. And don't use 10 pounds, okay? If you're going to do it, start with maybe 1 or none. And build up. You know that we've talked about the fact that most people lose lean muscle mass, about 2 pounds per year. That will stop if you do what I'm showing you. You'll build lean muscle mass. Then I turn sideways. and do the same thing. Just let the body rotate. When you're doing oblique, this creates a different motion along the sternum and along the rib cage in the back. I do both sides. And slide forward, way forward, lower the pubis, and lean my arms back, lean my head and shoulders back, and let it work my shoulders.
So your program speed is going up and down.
It goes up and down.
Right now it's down to 15. It started on 25.
I have 15, I'm building muscle. Then I leave here, I go to this position. I start with the kneeling, and I do a lot of shoulder work in different positions. I'll watch the clock when it gets down to about 2 or 3. Then I do like a regular push-up, very slow, and do a few of those. That's basically the morning routine. I then go over and sit down. I take my blood pressure. I do the pulse ox. I do the Ragnus test. So I sit, take the pressure, stand up, see how I'm doing. Check them all. Now at bedtime, it's right between the kitchen and my bedroom. So on the way from having a snack, I stopped by the way, in another class we talk about how to get ready for bed. I always soak in the bathtub in hot water for about 15 to 20 minutes. Then I do the chi machine. Then I have a little snack. Then I go back and do the T-zone. I'm going to show you what I do in the T-zone. I push program number 1. It's going to start at 62. Speed is 62. It's very fast. So
That's program number 1.
program number 1 starts, it's the speed of 62.
That sounds
So I'll get back to the same thing you did in the morning. I get my feet positioned properly, a little wider, lay back, my toes are up, my chest is up, shoulders back, and then lean, turn, lean, turn, and do about 1 or 2 minutes. And then sit down. I sit like this, both hands on the corners, and lean back for the shoulders, and I arch the lower back by putting the pubis down, and the chain sides. Same thing. Then I go back to the middle. Pubis down and back. Let it work the shoulders and neck. When I'm done, stand up. Right now it's on 700. Usually when I do it at night time, it's about 1500. That's how many times it's moved. The one I showed you that I do in the morning, on the speed on the program 5, it's moved 3,700 times
By the time you're done,
by the time I'm done. That's kind of an idea of how you combine positions to enhance the benefit of multiple areas.
so at night you do the other program that's at the higher speed because it's going so fast that your muscles everything just kind of relaxes into it
That's
because
why-
it's going too fast to adapt to it.
That's exactly right.
It's massage then.
That's the most high speed.
So how fast was the night one? How fast was it?
It's, when they turn it on, it starts at 62.
Oh, 62. And the morning was what?
25.
Oh,
That's,
okay.
that's a built-in program.
Right.
And like Deborah says, every 30 seconds, the speed changes automatically. And in your book, there's a page that shows, the big book, shows the speeds on each program. I recommend you, after you've had the machine, you play around and find the one you like. Are there any questions?
How would you ever remember all those positions?
That's why I wrote them down for you.
And not only that, it's recorded, so you can get on YouTube and watch it.
What?
You can get on YouTube and watch it.
Oh, okay.
So this class has been recorded. We have another class, I think we've recorded the whole body vibration class a couple of times.
There's 3 or 4 different ones on the YouTube
So
channel.
you can go back onto YouTube and you can watch it, because I sometimes tell the same stories, but I try not to change too much.
Just under your name on YouTube.
Dr. Duane H Smith. Dr. DRDUANE H Smith.
Now at the bottom of this sheet, same sheet, gives you a few tips. These are general tips. Look at where it says speed. 1 to 10 enhances motion, balance, and alignment. That's where we all start. That's most important. Motion comes first, then comes balance, and finally alignment. So the people I talked about who have head forward posture, they don't have alignment. They're very misaligned. And that's why they have problems like digestive problems, lung problems, bladder, kidney, bowel, because the nerve flow in the back is not able to function because of misalignment in the spine. They will never have high quality alignment without motion and balance. Medium speed builds strength and endurance. So if the only thing you want to do is get stronger, first get balanced. And then you can pick, I tell people, if you want to get strong, use 15, a speed of 15. If you want to massage, you go 21 to 99. Now let's talk about the different types of exercise. Anaerobic always occurs anytime you start doing exercise, whether it be going for a walk, walking up and down the stairs, or standing on the T-zone. The first 3 minutes, remember that, we're all a little bit different, but about the first 3 minutes is anaerobic. Now, anaerobic is very inefficient. So if you want to burn calories, and you want to lose weight, you do anaerobic exercise frequently. I'll tell you a quick story. I had a lady who had a couple bad car accidents. She had a lot of degeneration in her neck, and she had surgery and some pins and stuff. And I took her whole body vibration machine and was showing her exactly what she needed to do to rehabilitate her neck and low back from that car accident. Her fat husband was sitting over watching TV. When I got ready to leave, she said, "Can you lose weight using the whole body vibration machine?" I said, "Why do you ask?" And make long story short, he came over. He said, "Okay, I know I need to lose weight. What do I need to do? Now, I had driven an hour to the home. I spent 45 minutes. I was ready to go home. I didn't want to start over with this guy, so I said, okay, here's what I want you to do. Use the T-zone for 3 minutes, 3 times a day. Don't change anything else. Eat the same, except I want you to drink more water. So add water, use the T-zone, 3 minutes, 3 times a day. See ya. About a month later, I got a call from Donna. Donna said, I am upset with you. Why is that? Because my husband has lost more than 10 pounds and I haven't lost any. I said, well, you weren't on a weight loss program. You were on a fix the neck and back. Another lady who was a massage therapist, I took one to her home, showed her how to use it. Her husband was disabled, is a disabled vet. And he kind of listened, didn't pay much attention because he was watching TV. And he didn't want to learn. He's enjoying his disability. About 3 or 4 months later, in my clinic, I had a class. They both showed up at the class. So it was on the whole vibrations. When the class was over, he stood up and said, I want to show you what I've done. He started undoing his belt and his pants. And he said, look, he pulled his pants out. He had lost about 6 inches off his waist. I said, what did you do? He said, well, you know I'm disabled, so I get to do all the ironing.
I get to do what?
Ironing. He does the laundry. So he irons all his clothes. He learned that in the army. So he would stand on the T-zone
Oh,
and iron clothes.
oh,
I said, so how much did you use it? He said, oh, I'll just turn it back on and just keep using it. And he was a believer, man. He made a huge difference. And then another lady, one more story, and then we'll be done. Bonnie, she's a little old, skinny lady, 85 or more.
Vani.
Bonnie, and a lovely little lady. Mother and 9 big kids. Well, she had 2 ladies who were in the 70s that took care of her. They would come to her home and take care of her. And they would bring her to the office to get treated. She bought one. The girls, talked her into buying one so that they could get it. And then, several months later, she came to class again with one of them, and the one lady said, I love the T-zone. I said, what do you do on it? Because I'd never ever talked to her about it. She said, oh, I just turn it on, turn it up, I get on it, and I move around. I had her show me. I try to find a sore spot. I try to find a tight spot. If I do, I just stay there and work it out. That was it. I said, well, keep doing it. Okay, thanks for coming. I hope this helps you.